Emergency COVID-19 efforts are coming to an end here in Wisconsin. The Department of Health Services says it has observed a decline in case numbers, hospitalizations, and deaths from the virus since the surge in late 2021, early 22. Programs such as COVID testing and vaccine services will undergo changes in the coming months. But DHS Deputy Secretary Deb Standridge says people should continue to track case numbers and take the same precautions.
I would also advise them, as the public health emergency winds down, to remember to stay vaccinated, to stay up to date on vaccinated. Should they begin to experience symptoms, to get tested and to seek medical care if they feel that they do have COVID.
Now, Standridge says case numbers will still be updated weekly, and you can find those on the DHS website.